Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The final material that we are going to recycle in this course is what we call fabrics or pieces of cloth or pieces of garments. Fabrics rather are materials that are made by weaving or knitting or crocheting, bonding or felting fibers together. They are primarily used to create clothing, household items, industrial materials, and decorative objects. Fabrics are classified based on the type of fibers that are used, whether they're natural or synthetic, and the methods of their construction. So here is how they are recycled when they have been bought and worn before. So first of all, we collect the fabrics from various sources such as old clothes, factory waste, offcuts, textiles from landfills, and discarded fabrics from households and businesses. After that, we sort fabrics according to types. Cotton fabrics are grouped together, while polyester and wool, etc., will form their own pile. We also consider the colors of the fabrics. Some have running colors, so you don't necessarily have to combine them with other products. So automated systems as well as manual labor can also be used for sorting. Fabrics that are not recyclable, that contain mixed materials like cotton and polyester, and then separated or sent for disposal. So those are fabrics, those are the collection points. Some are donated by people who no longer need them. Some are dumped at a collection site, and we can also find some in dustbins, etc. We know that when we see them, they can still be recycled, and we can still make brand new products using them as well. So, but how do we do that? First of all, when we have collected the fabrics, we clean them and remove the dirt, the oils or the chemicals using washing machines and industrial cleaning systems. Some facilities may use chemical baths or steam cleaning to remove stains, dyes or finishes. We also need to delabel the garments. We remove labels, buttons, zippers, and other non-textile components that can they have to be removed manually or mechanically before we start recycling the fabrics. So here is what we are saying: the buttons, non-fabric chemicals, non-fabric items, non-textile items rather, are being removed before, and zippers, etc. And we also have to consider washing them in order to remove the oils and the dirt and the dust, etc. So after that, then the clean fabrics are fed into large shredders that cut them into small pieces of fibers. Shredding reduces the fabric to a manageable size and prepares it for further processing. And this process can be done with mechanical cutters or even with special textile mills that separate the fabric into small fibers. So this is what we call shredding. The fabrics have been fed onto the machine that is cutting them into smaller pieces. After that, we start separating the fibers, which is called fiberizing. The shredded fabric is processed through cutting machines, which separate the fibers and align them. The machines that separate fabrics into small fibers are known as cutting machines. These machines use a series of rollers covered in small wire teeth that sink into the fabric and then separate the fibers and align them before they are spun into yarn. This process helps create a more even and consistent fabric texture. The cutting process results in a fibrous mass, which can then be turned into yarn or other textile products. Yarn, as we know, is a long thread that is fed onto a weaving machine in order to make fabric. So this is a fiberizer machine. Those are the teeth that we're talking about, and the fabric is fed onto this machine, and then those teeth are going to sink into the fiber, into the garment rather, and then they are going to separate the fiber into different individual strands rather of fibers that can be further processed in order to make another different or separate garment. After that, ladies and gentlemen, we then talk about a process called blending. In cases where mixed fabrics are shredded, blending machines are used to combine fibers, for example cottons with polyester, to make them easier to process. We can also use mechanical and chemical processing separation if needed. A more advanced separating technique is used to separate synthetic fibers from natural fibers like wool, cotton or silk. Chemicals called solvents are often used to separate fibers in a process called solvent spinning. Examples of solvents used include acetone, dimethylformamide and sulfuric acid. These chemicals help dissolve the fiber material, and then can be processed to and then it can be processed to form new fibers or textiles. So from the blending process, then we go to if we do not have the chemicals, rather sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, you can also use this kind of a machine it can also sink its teeth into the fabric, and it can separate the individual fibers in order to produce what you call yarn. The yarn is a single long thread that we are going to use in this stage in order to make fabric. So once the fibers are separated and refined, they are spun back into yarn using spinning machines. Yarn is a long thin thread. This yarn can then be used to make new fabrics or textiles. Synthetic fabrics like polyester or nylon can be processed through a process called mechanical recycling, where the fibers are heated and extruded into new threads, or chemical recycling, where the polymer is broken down and reformed into new fibers. Recycled fabrics can undergo a re-dyeing process if the color needs to be updated or the fibers require treatment to improve quality. So here is the re-spinning that we're talking about. The threads that you see here on top are the ones that have been manufactured using the old garments. The old garments were defiberized, and those fibers were separated, and now they have formed a long thread that is called the yarn. That yarn now is being spun here in this machine. So this is what we call spinning. So after spinning and making a long thread of yarn that as you see now, the yarn that has been spun in this machine, we then take it now into the weaving machine. The recycled yarn or fibers are then used to create new fabrics. This can be done through weaving or knitting, depending on the type of fabric being produced. Weaving machines interlace yarns to form woven fabrics, while knitting machines interlock the yarns to create knitted materials. The new fabric undergoes quality checks for consistency, strength and color and finish. Defective materials are either reprocessed or discarded. To improve the fabric's appearance, texture and durability, finishing processes such as pressing, shrinking or adding coatings can be applied. Some textiles may also undergo treatments like waterproofing, anti-wrinkling, etc., or antimicrobial coatings. So ladies and gentlemen, now that you see this thread that you see there, that is called the yarn, we said you take it into this machine called the weaving machine. Once you put the yarn in there, the weaving machine is going to combine the yarn. Some it's going to interlace those threads. Some are going to be placed vertically, horizontally. Others are going to be placed vertically. So the more those strands keep on interlocking they are going to end up making one complete continuous type of cloth that we call a fabric. So here is the fabric that we're talking about in the weave. From there, then you can be able to cut it and then sew it into the various types of garments that you want to manufacture. So now that you have the fabric from the weaving machine, what is going to come out is what we call a fabric, a piece of cloth that is now ready to for use in the production of new textile products. You can use it in making new clothing like t-shirts, jeans, jackets, or upholstery fabrics for furniture. You can make towels or bedding and blankets in industrial textiles like automotive seat covers, insulation, etc. You can also use it in making non-woven textiles such as diapers, wipes, or even sanitary pads. So the recycled fabrics can also be sold to manufacturers and designers for use in various industries, closing the loop of textile production. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can also start your own textile manufacturing factory with using the products or rather the clothes that you pick from rubbish bins, or that people donate because they no longer use them. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please try it and you are going to be successful